My name is John Peterson, I'm the Executive Director of School Administrators of South Dakota. Today is August 13th, 2010, and we're at the joint conference of school board members and school administrators here in Sioux Falls. And, we decided that we'd look for a few people that have been successful and do a podcast with them. And so my friend Rob Monson is here. Rob is the elementary principal in Parkston, South Dakota, kind of a long-time Parkston native. I know Rob, born and raised there, and returned there as a school administrator. And there's probably a number of reasons that we could be talking to Rob here today, but the most importantly is that Rob was just selected as president-elect for the National Elementary School Principals Association out in D.C., and it's an unbelievable honor because it covers all 50 states. Rob ran against an individual from Georgia, and we certainly all know that there's a lot more elementary principals that can vote on the east side than there is here on the Midwest. And so it's just really an honor, and once again, Rob, I want to congratulate you on behalf of friends and neighbors, and we're proud of you.
Thank you, John.
Rob, I guess first off, why don't we do this? Because I think sometimes these 10-minute podcasts we like to get to know people. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, I was born and raised in Parkston. Left there shortly for college, of course. Did a little stint in the military. I was a Desert Storm vet. Coming back from there, I started out at the Martin Union School as a business and computer teacher, and worked myself into administration because I saw that people at higher levels could really make a bigger difference in the lives of children. And when the opening came in Parkston, I applied for that. I was excited to get back to my hometown and work with the people in my community. So I moved back there. My family, my wife Angie, works in the hospital in our community. I have 3 boys, ages 16, 13, and 6. And in a nutshell, that's what I've been doing.
Good. Rob, what does this job entail? You're the president-elect, but will actually take office in 2 years or what?
Right now, John, I'm the president-elect.
Yes.
So for this year, I'm in the learning role of what to do when I do become the president. I actually start my presidential term next July.
Okay.
Following that, I will be the president-elect. So really, it's a 3-year term. This first year being just kind of more of the learning curve, and then the middle years when you really are busy with the association, kind of at their beck and call. If they want you in Washington, D.C., if you're testifying on some sort of education policy, our organization is very big on having the practicing principal, sitting president, be that voice that is out there in front of the people. They want someone who is walking the walk, talking the talk, that knows the issues and what they're doing in their classrooms or in their buildings, to be that person talking to the people out there in the United States. So it could be a call to be in D.C. to testify. It could be a call that another state wants you at their state convention to talk about NASP issues. Really, it's just kind of an on-call job that middle year.
Rob, I had the opportunity to travel and be in Washington, D.C. with you and a few other elementary principals out there for basically a federal legislative seminar, and we got to meet with our senators and our congressmen.
Yes.
You had an opportunity, I think, to meet with Secretary Duncan. Tell us a little bit about your meeting with Secretary Duncan and some of the things that we discussed.
We did. Over the past 8 years, there hasn't been a lot of dialogue between the Department of Education and the administration. This new administration is a lot more open to listening to what we have to say and provide our input. We have some of our people working very, very hard in getting us a face-to-face meeting with Secretary Duncan. So our entire board, 15 members, had the opportunity to sit down for about 40 minutes with the Secretary while we were there. And I will tell you, it was a fantastic meeting. He is a very open person. I had the opportunity to speak on early childhood and preschool, which is near and dear to me. I truly believe in that and believe we should be doing that in our schools nationwide, and it should be funded. And so it was my opportunity to talk to the Secretary about that, and he has an initiative going right now where they're doing some studies and some searching to see what they can do for early childhood. So that was really neat for me to be able to do that. And my final thing with him was I invited him to come out and tour my school and see what my program looks like with Head Start and special needs and regular preschool. And at the end of it, he smiled and kind of laughed and looked at me and said, "Don't be surprised if I show up in your school." So, I think it would be really neat if either he would come or send someone from his office out to South Dakota to see what we do.
Rob, let's spend a couple of minutes on Park Street. Let's talk about Park Street because I think you're pretty typical. And when I say typical, you do a good job, and your students do well. Yes, so with that said, Rob, what are you proud of in Park Street? What do you hope to work?
Well, I tell you, first of all, any good leader will tell you that you've got great people that work with you and for you, and that would be true for Parson as well. I think we have a strong administrative team that believes in what our people do. We will support it and we will back them. We have just caring people in our buildings and in our classrooms that are there trying to do the best they can for our students and improve whatever areas of improvement. And we're always looking for new ideas and different things we could try, John. We feel we're cutting edge technology just like everybody else in the classrooms, and just trying to do the best we can for our students.
Now, and of course, none of this is rehearsed, so I'll shoot him, so we'll see how you do on this one. Because, there's always challenges.
Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge, or some of the challenges that you have as president of Park Street?
Well, probably the same that everybody has. More dollars would be great to be able to have more opportunities in our school. A big challenge for us this year was a speech teacher. We have I would say a fairly large load of speech IEPs. And we absolutely could not find someone to bring it this year and ended up contracting on that, which is going to cost us considerably more than, having a certified teacher there in our building as one of our people. And of course, the declining enrollments anywhere, any student who loses, you hate to see it. I would say more schools are going that way versus growing. And trying to take care of those.
I'll tell you, it'll be my line is
Well, Rob, we're going to conclude this podcast. You and I need to get to sessions. It's a great conference.
A very good conference.
And we thank you. And once again, congratulations on your new honor.
Thank you, John, and I appreciate your support out of your office. Because of you, I feel I had some advantages in the campaigning I had to do in Houston, and to all of you out there, thank you for your support. And as I tell everyone, I will do my best in representing South Dakota and doing the best I can for the National Association of Elementary School Principals on that level.